What's going on, guys? I'm back. Another video. Excuse the flickering. Um, Streamlabs and whatnot does not like this this game. Me playing it, so just ignore that. Today I just honestly wanted to talk about a few things. Um, if you keep up with Gears of War news anywhere, Twitter, Google, Facebook, wherever you get your news, right? There's a couple things, right, that low-key fucking bother me about Gears 6. Um, I guess we could talk about that, right? So everybody, I'm sure, has seen the Gears 6 announcement, right? Sorry, I'm looking at these maps trying to figure out fuck over here. Um, but you guys looked at the Gears 6 announcements, right? And all over Google, like you can type this in on Google. I'll bring it up in a second here. Um, all over when you type in Gears of War 6 news, the first thing that I see that comes up is Gears of War 6 being fully open world. I'm not sure what TC is thinking. Um, I honestly have no idea what the absolute fuck they're planning to do with the IP. As far as I know, they really shouldn't do anything to it. Gears of War has never been an open world game. Just say that real quick. The open world idea is cool, right? But I don't even think it really worked that well in Gears 5. And I've played every Gears campaign since Gears of War 1. Like, that is the game that got me into playing these games to begin with. If I never played Gears of War 1, the campaign, because I didn't play Xbox Live at the time when that game was out, I would have never fell in love with the game. And then everything else just comes afterwards. But nonetheless, the whole thing that they're doing with the open world shit, like, I'm not, I don't know how well that's gonna go through. And sorry if you guys hear an echo. I'm trying to fix that right now. In a second, I'm probably gonna get fucked up. Oh, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay. Oh, this ain't good. I'm gonna fucking die the first round. Spongy bitch. Oh my gosh. Go away. So anyway, I was saying I don't think that Gears of War 6 should be an open world game. Um, and I'll give you guys a couple of reasons right now. Personally, I don't think that Gears of War should ever be an open world game. I'll go ahead and I'll pull up that article. We can go through it real quick in a second. But Gears of War, like I said before, Gears of War is a straight linear experience. It's not supposed to be an open world game, and I just don't understand what they're planning on doing with this because the story that Cliffy B and Epic started, it wasn't. It's completely story driven. There's an actual linear line of function, something that is happening, and I'm not saying that this open world is going to take that away, but what I'm trying to touch down on is how the level design in the campaign works well with the storyline. There's nothing extra. There's no more information that is given to you that you need to find out the lore of the game. Everything that you need to know will be explained to you from the beginning. And if you play through Gears of War 1 all the way to Gal 5, in Gears 2 and in Gears 5, they talk about Dr. Niles and how they created the locusts from the sires, and or not locusts from the sires, but they created sires in tubes, in that insecurity essentially. I forget the name of the actual place that they go to because it's been eons since I've played the campaign for Gears of War 2 or 5, but they go, I believe it's New Hope, and this New Hope is absolutely the thing that it really just touches down on a lot of the backstory that you don't get, that's given to you. And of course there's comics, there's books, there's fan made lore, there's a bunch of stuff out there in the Gears world that is made that I'm pretty sure you wouldn't need an open world to explain that. There's no extra stuff to find. Like you go around and you find cog tags, right? So this is the this right here is the article. I already had it up. Um, you can see right here, it's just to be fully open world. Um, I mean, like I said, I'm not too excited about it. I don't know how anybody else feels, but I personally, I'm not excited about it at all. Let's see, it says the next Gears of War game is reportedly making a bold move to going open world, according to leaks from Insider. Uh, a lot is not known about Gears 6. It's supposedly aiming for 24-25 release, which means we could get a glimpse. I mean, I read that right off of the website, but every year, right? Every single year for the past 2, 3 years, we have been begging for some sort of Gears of War content. Uh, Gears 5 is completely dead. Like the game is not fun to play anymore. Gears 4 is dead. Gears of War 3, even with the quote unquote server turn on, which you and I both know they didn't turn shit for servers on. All they did was make it so that we could get our fucking achievements and shit back, like the Ivory skin. Um, and Gears of War 2, that's the best one right now for multiplayer. It's like the most true Gears experience. There's hardly any latency. Netcoding is as good as it's gonna fucking get for a game that old. And at least the shit registers. Like, shit, man. You know, Gears of 1, it's coming back slowly. That one's always gonna be good. Alright, so back to the article. Um, the news was shared through an episode on Xbox on podcast. I'm not gonna even try and say that. I don't want to butcher your name or sound like an idiot, so we're just gonna go ahead and skip over that, but you guys can see that. This person said Gears of War 6 will be full at blah blah blah. Gears of War 6 will be a full, almost open world game. Levels featuring in Gears of War 5 were a step towards that, and that's what I was saying earlier with the Gears 5 open world ish type thing, the semi-open world thing they tried to do. It didn't really work that well, in my opinion. I know it got a lot of praise, and don't get me wrong, I still like how it was linear, and I took every opportunity that I could to walk down these extra paths and go into the other areas and say like open up this fucking area. Man, I don't remember much. It's been years, but uh, on that level with the ice and you have the skates, there's like it's like the biggest open world level there is in that game. You can go around and find extra outposts and get shit from there, and that's what I did. And it wasn't really worth it. I mean, some things are, but in my opinion, I would just rather go back and play 1 through 3's campaign and follow the linearity of that story. Not every game needs to be a Halo. Fucking, you don't need to walk out of bounds everywhere. Although it's cool, Gears has never been that. So I don't even know what the fuck they're doing with the IP anymore. Development is a little further along than some may think. Um, with that being said, I mean, there has been absolutely no news. This is all I know about it. And I try to keep up with Gears as much as I talk shit about it on my socials or whatever. I really do, you know. And I mean, if they're really thinking about sending this to Xbox Showcase or even a dedicated Gears of War showcase, which I doubt they would spend the money on a game like this for that, uh, it might be a thing for next year or the year after. And I guess they're talking about the Gears of War 5 ending here too, and they're saying that Gears of War 6 will likely be where the story took off from Gears 5. Um, and as we all know, there was a canon and a non-canon ending to Gears 5. And I mean, if you like me, you chose both to see what Marcus or the Delta Squad, whoever the fuck they are now, the responses were from the death of JD or what the fuck is his name? Dell, I believe those are the two. Um, yeah. So, that's as much as we know so far. There's no release date, but we'll launch on Xbox and probably PC. It's going to be on Xbox and PC. Microsoft is digging into their PC side real big right now. So there's that, and I just wanted to touch down on that real quick and basically just talk about it. I'm not a huge fan of what they're trying to do with the IP. I'm I hate to say it, but I'm like a Gears purist as much as that sounds like it to be a negative thing. I mean, I took so much time out of my fucking personal life between being an absolute child and till now. Like, I started playing Gears when I was like 8 years old. I'm fucking 24, dude. I I put years, like thousands of hours into playing Gears of War and trying to learn how to master the wall bounce mechanics and how to fucking move around, learn every trick that I could from my friends or anything that we could do to get the upper hand in the game. The game has just always been fun and something that I've appreciated and wanted to put time into. But now that they're doing this shit to the game, it's like I don't even recognize Gears of War, and that all started with Gal 4, right? I thought Gal 4 took a step back with their movement. A lot of people disagree. I'm not trying to get into a debate about that dead ass game, so let's just not even talk about it. But I digress. We can move forward and hopefully they get it right. I mean, I don't want to be completely negative about Gear 6 because we all know that what we're mostly all focusing on is the multiplayer. Nobody is actually worried about what the fuck is going on with campaign unless you only play Gears 4 campaign. I don't know anybody who does. I barely know people who even play campaign anymore because Gal 4's campaign was ass. Gears 5 campaign is a mimic of that ass and just less assy version. Unless you liked it, by all means, you have that right. I didn't think it was that bad, but what they're doing with the game, how they're changing the way it functions in the world, and who knows what the fuck they're gonna add for Easter eggs and secrets and shit. Oh man, I miss shit like that. You never know. But I'm hoping it's good and worth my fucking time and possibly money. I didn't buy Gal 4 or 5, so we're not worried about those ones. With Gear 6, I don't know, if it's that good, it might be something that I go towards, who knows. By the way, if you're wondering which version we're playing, I'm playing Jacinto version only now. I've gotten rid of the Azura version, so you won't see no more of those maps or characters or the Spanish, any of that. It's all gone, and it has nothing to do with anything other than me just not having the space on my computer for it anymore. I didn't need. I have like so many different fucking versions of Gears of War. I don't need them. So Helios's version is good. If you guys want to get them, the Project Jacinto, Project Azura, or anything like that, you can go ahead and leave a comment. And within a day or so, I will get back to you, if not immediately. And I will post a link to their Discord if anybody's interested. So anyway, I think I've dragged this video on long enough. 15 minutes is pretty long for me. I could keep talking and talking about this shit, but I gotta wrap it up somewhere. So I appreciate those who stopped in, uh, who enjoyed the gameplay. Um, appreciate who takes the time to listen to what I have to say. I appreciate that a lot. You guys don't understand. I know I'm not very consistent with uploading and stuff, but I just don't have it in me to upload video games or Gears of War or things like that unless I absolutely have something to say or I care about it or I find potential in making content around it again. So, um, eventually I'll be back with something new. Maybe more Gears news, who knows? This might just turn into a Gears of War news channel, shit like that. But I hope you guys liked it. Have a great day and clipping out. Peace.